What's up, guys? It's Coach Hopkins back with Team Whoopers. Today we're going to do our cyclists. So we talked about runners and some exercises that we might use for them. Now we're going to talk about cyclists. So what we're looking to do is kind of what we do with everybody is try to strengthen the whole body, but we're going to work around the critical positions of our sport. So the first exercise that I'm going to go to is going to be a lawnmower row. All right, you'll kind of get what I'm saying when as I do it, but here we go. So I'm gonna go into a long stance, right? I'm gonna be in this hinge position. I'm supported by my hip, right about here in my back pocket, right? And as I pull, that hip is gonna have to stabilize as the dumbbell pulls me down. All right, this is very similar to if I'm in a little bit of a hinge position on my cycle, okay? But it's not supported by the front of my body, so it's gonna be complementary to my bike. Okay, so for exercise number 2, we're gonna go the complementary route. So what we're looking at is, what are some common angles that we see when we're biking? Generally, it's gonna be a little bit deeper hip flexion and a little bit shallower knee extension, knee flexion angles. So I like to do something that's gonna put us in slightly deeper knee flexion. We'll still have deep hip flexion, but deep knee flexion is our focus. So what is that? It's gonna be a 3-height goblet squat. So let's take a look at it. I'm gonna hold my dumbbell in my goblet position. I'm gonna go all the way down to the very bottom of whatever I can do joint range of motion wise. So super deep knee flexion. Come up just a little bit, go back down, come up to where my hips are about parallel, go back down, and then come all the way up. So all the way down, up a touch, all the way down, up to the middle, all the way down, all the way up. Okay, so the last exercise that we're gonna do is gonna be multi-purpose. So we're going to try to fit a little bit of kind of maintenance work, maybe a little mobility work in there, as well as some complementary upper body work. When we cycle a lot, we get pretty tight through this top of quad hip flexor junction, as well as kind of our lateral line here from being compressed. Okay, so what we wanna do is we wanna do something where it affects tissue extensibility in the front and then helps us to get some expansion through that lateral line. So I'm gonna use a half kneeling dumbbell overhead press. I'm gonna squeeze my glute so that I get a little bit of stretch through my hip flexor, and then I'm gonna take my dumbbell. I'm gonna focus on reaching, so reaching and getting some expansion through that lateral line.